In the first episode of Love Next Door, a group of friends goes on a hike. Among them, two proud neighbors start boasting about their children's achievements: Choi Sung-hyo, a renowned architect, and Bae Suk-ryu, an employee at a major American company with a high salary. As they compare their children's accomplishments, Sung-hyo is awarded as the co-founder of an architecture firm, while Suk-ryu suddenly returns to Korea, sparking great curiosity about her upcoming wedding. Upon arrival, Suk-ryu is welcomed by Young Im-eun, her childhood friend and the daughter of her mother's friend. The two reminisce about their childhood while eating tteokbokki, but soon, hints arise that Suk-ryu's return may be hiding something, especially when she tries to avoid her brother. Im-eun, who is a paramedic, has to leave to respond to a call, leaving Suk-ryu to reunite with another childhood friend, Sung-hyo, whom she knows as the son of her mother's friend. However, the reunion is cold, and Sung-hyo quickly asks, "What are you doing here?" After a brief argument about Suk-ryu invading Sung-hyo's space, she decides to hide in a large box to avoid an encounter with her mother, who's returning from the hike. Sung-hyo reluctantly helps her. Later, Suk-ryu sneaks into his new office and nearly damages an expensive piece he claims is a rare item. At this point, it's revealed that in their childhood, Suk-ryu would unintentionally injure Sung-hyo, even leaving him with a scar from an accident with a barbed wire fence. Meanwhile, Im-eun is at an emergency and meets Kang Dan-ho, a writer interested in real, emotional stories about ordinary people. Later, Sung-hyo and Suk-ryu walk home together. To avoid a scolding from her mother, Suk-ryu wears multiple layers of clothing as a kind of armor. However, Suk-ryu's parents, along with Sung-hyo, overhear her confessing that she called off her wedding. In a funny and chaotic scene, her mother confronts her with a bunch of leaks, and we find out that Suk-ryu not only cancelled the wedding but also quit her job and returned home for good. After this commotion, Sung-hyo and Suk-ryu run off to a park to wait for things to calm down. Luckily, Suk-ryu's extra layers of clothing protected her from the leak attacks. In an open conversation, Suk-ryu shares with Sung-hyo that when she moved abroad, started her new job, and planned a wedding, she felt overwhelmed. "I was at my limit, and my mind just stopped working. I had to start over," she confides to Sung-hyo. When they return, Sung-hyo gets a call from Suk-ryu's brother, and her mother promises not to punish her anymore, but soon resumes pressuring her. This time, Suk-ryu ends up trapped at home because of one of Sung-hyo's pranks. In the final scene, a flashback shows Suk-ryu protecting Sung-hyo from bullies during their childhood. "Now that she's back, it's going to be one mess after another," he says, closing the episode with a light-hearted tone and setting the stage for their upcoming adventures. In the second episode of Love Next Door, a flashback reveals Suk-ryu convincing Sung-hyo to help her with a side job cleaning barbecue grills at a restaurant. With the money she earns, she buys star-shaped, glow-in-the-dark stickers to decorate her bedroom ceiling and a gold brooch as a gift for her mother. However, she wakes up now in a storage room, her old bedroom transformed into a storage space. Suk-ryu's mother, still resentful, refuses to make breakfast for her, even with her friends, Sung-hyo and Im-eun, arriving to visit. In a memory from the previous night, Suk-ryu's parents unsuccessfully try to discover the real reason for her sudden return, only increasing her mother's frustration, who takes out her anger by playing the drums to relieve stress. Later, Suk-ryu brings rice cakes to Sung-hyo's new office. His colleagues become interested in their childhood stories, and Suk-ryu presents herself as Sung-hyo's savior, saying she helped him adjust when he returned from France without knowing Korean. However, Sung-hyo quickly breaks this image by explaining that Suk-ryu was clumsy and clueless, even invading his privacy during playtime. Meanwhile, in the neighborhood, Suk-ryu's mother Mi-suk's frustration becomes the subject of gossip. The neighbors now believe that Suk-ryu was fired and abandoned by her fiancé. Mi-suk shares her worries with Jae-suk, Imoun's mother, and learns that her old high school classmates are planning a reunion, to be held at Sung-hyo's office. Suk-ryu, in turn, is enjoying her lack of obligations, much to her mother's irritation. The next day, Mi-suk tries to contact her daughter's ex-fiancé, but Suk-ryu deletes his phone number. Meanwhile, Sung-hyo's firm faces challenges even before launching, with delayed payments and a lack of clients. They speak with Dan-ho, who interviews the team about the project. Suk-ryu spends her time riding from bus to bus, where we learn that she not only faced racism at work but was also betrayed by her fiancé at a delicate moment. She ends up buying a pomegranate tree as a gift for Sung-hyo's office opening. On the day of the opening, Mi-suk and Suk-ryu enjoy a brief moment of peace, but Mi-suk stops her daughter from attending the event, feeling embarrassed about her situation. At the reunion, Mi-suk becomes the subject of comments about Suk-ryu's unexpected return, and it's clear that Mi-suk, who was very bright, couldn't attend college due to financial constraints and has since been seeking validation through her daughter's accomplishments. Suk-ryu appears at the event to deliver her mother's brooch, but Mi-suk's friends recognize her. Feeling cornered, Mi-suk invents a story that Suk-ryu will soon return to the United States for a new opportunity. Sung-hyo watches the scene from a distance. Back at home, Suk-ryu and Mi-suk argue intensely, with Mi-suk insisting that she go back abroad. Suk-ryu tries to explain what she's been through, but her mother doesn't relent, leading her to leave the house while Sung-hyo follows, having overheard part of their argument. At the park, Suk-ryu tries to hide her feelings but soon breaks down and cries, with Sung-hyo staying by her side in silence. The next day, she spends the day out, and upon returning, she finds the storage room transformed to resemble her old bedroom. Mi-suk had asked for Sung-hyo's help to redecorate her daughter's room, even including the glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. Suk-ryu soon discovers that Sung-hyo is staying in the room across from hers, rekindling a childhood memory in which, while putting up the star stickers, they ended up falling onto the bed together, symbolizing the strong bond and shared memories between them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with the best dramas.